come the Panthers, led out by Chris Mortimer, Alan McIndoe. David Green must be enjoying being a regular in first grade over the last few weeks. Paul Clark, Joe Batanza. The Penrith lineup, fullback is Green, McIndoe on one wing, Bentley and Bradley in the centre, Darren Stewart on one wing, Izzard at 5'8", Carter is the halfback, Van der Voort locked forward, Batanza and Mortimer in the second row, and the front row, Clark, Taylor and Walker. The coach is Phil Gould. Parramatta making their way out. Brian Jackson. Para power, and that's what they need today. Referee Graham West about to move onto the field. There's the lineup. Andrew Leeds goes to fullback. Joe Bartolo on one wing. Jackson and Krankovic in the centre. Mahon on the other wing with Glenn Lydiard moving to 5'8". Jason Bell the halfback. And the pack, Laurie at lock. Johnston and Langford in the second row. Drake, Barnes and Goodwin the front row. The coach is Mick Cronin. The referee is Graham West. And he'll need to keep a close eye on the action in tight early in this match. Play underway from the boot of Leeds. Penrith defending the southern end of the ground as Darren Stewart brings the ball back.
Actually,
Paul Clark, sorry, Arthur.
Graham West is the man in the hot seat today, especially in lieu of the publicity that Penrith got last week about their persistence in using the offside tactics.
Well, they conceded the penalties 15-3, and a lot of those were for hanging on in the play the ball to try and slow Canberra down, but the penalties that weren't picked up were for offside, standing up inside the 5, and you're right, there is some pressure on him today. Carter gets his kick in, but it doesn't go all that far. Just going from the quarter to the halfway, picked up by Leeds. Former Australian Rugby Union fullback. Under 21s, it was a win to Penrith. Penrith going along nicely in under 21s, and in reserve grade, also a win to Penrith, 20 points to 12. So the Panthers doing well in all grades at the moment. You can see the softness of that sand kicking up from the boots. That is thick and soft. Goodwin gets a heavy tackle from coming in hard, Chris Mortimer. Swinging arm was the signal.
He's also a bit high there, Warren. Trying to take him ball more. If you have a look here, coming over the top, it's a swinging arm by Chris Mortimer.
Certainly made contact with his head. I think Mortimer intended to hit him in the shoulder, but no doubt the arm came in contact with his head, and the penalty goes to Parramatta. And Leeds is going to attempt this penalty goal from a good 38 metres out. Penrith at home have won 7 games from 8 in 1990. Tremendous home record. But Parramatta have won 6 of the past 8 games between these two teams at Penrith. So while Penrith are sailing nicely in 1990 at home, Parramatta have a pretty good record here in Panther territory. Points scored by both these teams. You can see Penrith have the advantage there. 315 against 292. They've scored a few more tries than the Eels. Andrew Leeds steadies, moves in now. Lifts it out of the dirt, but it's wide. There's Phil Gould up at the back of the grandstand, keeping a close eye on things. Pass goes behind Bell.
Taylor down in the background there.
Matt Goodwin tries to charge straight ahead, but the defence holds. Good tackle there, Van der Voort. Also Walker. There's Taylor down. Laurie gets a good pass away to Johnston. On the inside is Krankovic. Krankovic away from one tackles. Finally pinned by Green, but they're making inroads. Good work there from Laurie and Johnston. Barnes swings it wide. Lydiard, he also goes wide. Johnston slips it back inside. Racing away is Bell, and he's pulled down just a few metres out. Penrith at 6s and 7s. It's the 5th tackle. Parramatta need a quick play the ball. Now they finally get it. The ball hooked up high in the air. It's coming down near the post. This is danger. It's loose. It's anyone. Parramatta forced the ball. The referee says it was carried forward.
I thought we were Parramatta a bit unlucky. Chris Mortimer should have conceded a penalty there and deserved at least 5 minutes in the sin bin. There's the bomb going up. We have a look here. There's a scramble in the in-goal area. Hands everywhere coming off Peter Johnston. The ball going forward, even though it did come backward eventually.
Well, there's Taylor. Looks as if he's leaving the field in some distress. And Brad Fittler, well, there's a tremendous reserve player to have coming on from this position with the injury. Fittler out with injury last week, and except for the good form of Penrith, no doubt he would have been straight back into first grade anyway.
This will be interesting to see what the team shuffle will be, John.
Yes, I'm just trying to work it out, Arthur.
Just getting back to that ball bouncing around in the in-goal area as Paul Taylor leaving.
I think Van der Voort, sorry, Warren, I think Van der Voort will go to hooker, and then they'll bring possibly Bradley or Bentley into lock.
As that ball came down from the bomb, it appeared to go forward off a Parramatta hand into the head of David Green and then bounced backwards. And once it hit the ground, it then bounced forwards once more. But it was the initial movement off the Parramatta player that I would think the referee ruled forward, because there was no real problem with the player in the in-goal area forcing it. It's the fifth tackle. Barnes, a dummy half, sends it back. A kick put in by Bell.
Fittler's gone to lock forward, Warren, and Van der Voort to hooker.
I wonder if Brad Fittler's played much lock. Bentley has a run.
Have a look here, Penrith missing 7 tackles. Phil Girl will have something to say about that. They're already, the signs are out wide that Penrith are starting to open up.
But the busts were made in the middle. That's where the initial bust came. 2 busts by Johnston and Laurie involved.
Dislocated elbow for Paul Taylor.
Van der Voort is working a dummy half for them without Taylor. Mahon gathers the kick in. Fittler's in front of him, almost gets him by the collar, manages to get hold of his jersey, and Bradley's down there too. Leads, flings it out to Krankovic.
John, one wonders if Fittler has the work rate to play block forward.
Yeah, you'd have to doubt that. Also, he's been used as a fresh reserve, which doesn't do too much for a player's fitness, and it'll be demanding out there, particularly in these conditions.
Johnson tries to straighten it up. Already Phil Gould would be wondering about the wisdom of only having the one fresh reserve. Parramatta have got 2 in Bill Greentree and Peter Wynn. Here's Greg Drake running straight into Brad Izzard. The ball's gone backwards, and Penrith come up with it. Parramatta players tried to shuffle the ball back, and Lydiard should have simply held onto it. Now Parramatta are up inside the 5. All of the back line moving up too quickly. Penrith were deep. Leeds was one of them, but he had a couple of mates all up inside the 5.
Yeah, if we have a look here, Leeds, we can't get the wide shot, but if we have a look, Leeds comes off from the in-goal area up into the hole that was created there by the overlap by Penrith. So he had to fill the hole, Andrew Leeds, and leave no one at home in the sweeper role.
Now the kick is going to be taken by Chris Mortimer.
I thought that was a touch-and-go decision too. I thought he might have been a bit benevolent there, Graham West.
In which sense?
Well, I thought it was touch-and-go where they were offside, Parramatta.
Thought they might have been back and moving up quickly?
Well, it was just moving up quickly. I thought, you know, like, especially when he was a little bit benevolent up there towards Penrith.
Well, you're right. He played the advantage for Parramatta when Chris Mortimer held them down in the tackle.
Well, there was no advantage, really, because it was the 5th tackle, so he should have given a penalty in that situation.
Yeah.
And even
certainly in a sin bin, it was definitely an ongoing tackle. It was a professional foul. Here's Chris Mortimer. Not a difficult one. He doesn't hit it all that well, but the flags are up. And so the Panthers are on the scoreboard, even though Parramatta have had the most of the attacking opportunities. Penrith 2, Parramatta 0. Some players get through a lot of defence, but not too many of the tackles hurt. But
3 in a row for Matt Goodman.
When you get through them and they hurt, well, then you're a very valuable defender. Clark runs into Drake, who got plenty of shoulder into that tackle. Fittler slips a short ball, and Walker has made the bust. He looks for support. Carter looms up on the inside, and Carter will sprint away for the try. Bartolo gives chase, but that's a great try by Steve Carter. Great ball too, coming from Barry Walker. Good lead up from Penrith. They split Parramatta from 40 metres out, and the speed of Carter, the backup from Carter, was essential. Here it is, good work here, short pass from Fittler to Walker, who was flat-footed when he got the ball, but took off quickly. The defence wasn't in front of him, and look at Carter, flying up on the inside. No Parramatta cover defender could get close. Bartolo was the nearest, but he was never going to get Carter. Great try.
If we have a look here, Fittler going up, standing up the opposition. The short ball to Walker should have been covered there by Mark Barnes. Inside comes Fiddler. A great try to Penrith. Straight under the post.
Jubilation amongst the Penrith players to finally get the first try of the match. Steve Carter, at 16 years of age, Carter sent Penrith a resume of his playing record and they were interested. Mortimer in front. The flags are up and Penrith skip away to a handy lead now, 8 points to 0. Here's Langford, who, when he saw Barry Walker sprinting away, you could see him actually shake his head in disgust that he managed to bust the line when he was nearby. Thought they had it covered. Here's Drake. Taken by Van der Voort and Clark on the Penrith quarter line. Bell sprints straight through. Good run from Bell. Slips it back inside. Laurie was in support. 10 metres out is the fifth tackle. Barnes. Lydiard puts the kick up. It's a good one in the in-goal area. Green waits. He flies for it. Parramatta go over the top of him. Is it a try? No. It'll go back to the 22.
Certainly a great take there by David Green. If you see it on replay here, he never took his eye off at the moment. Just going up. Plenty of pressure there from the Parramatta player. Clap your hands for David Green. That was certainly a great take.
Andrew Leeds flying over the top, but somehow Green managed to hang on.
No, it's certainly a great take.
And Lydia,
all you can do is keep your eye on the ball.
Russell Fairfax, you reckon?
Lydia had shown in those first few kicks of his, Arthur, that he's a great kicker.
Spot on has been a great chase from Parramatta also.
Graham Bradley being spoken to by referee West, with Chris Mortimer, the captain, up there to hear the report.
Looks like he's saying that he's held on to someone, taken someone out of play here.
Well, he must have when the kick was in the air. So Parramatta get a chance for 2 points. If they couldn't get 4, they may get 2. Leeds has the ball placed 10 metres to the right of the posts. Second attempted goal. And this one raises the flags. Penrith 8, Parramatta 2. Some of these players are tiring a little. And Jackson hits it up, gets a pass away to Mahon. Bradley picks it up and play on. Play on. You see the shadows stretching across the field, which make the television coverage a little awkward. There's Mortimer moving into dummy half. Clark throws the dummy, still going. Paul Clark gets the ball inside, great pass to Green. Green has Van der Voort. Van der Voort chases for Jackson and away from Bell. Colin Van der Voort. Bill Gould is pumped up with that one. Not much emotion on his face, but you can see he's just taken his seat. Colin Van der Voort racing away for the try. Just got away from Jason Bell. Changed direction to just try and slip away from him. And here it was, good work in here by Paul Clark initially, through the dummy to break the first line. Then he gets away from the defence, slips the ball inside. Green backing up beautifully. A perfect pass to Van der Voort. Van der Voort was always going to score, but Bell almost got the ankle tap to him.
You have a look here, the wide pass here to Paul Clark. This is what he does well. He's a good ball player. Throws the dummy, slips out of a tackle by Langford. Goodwin should have locked him up. Who's in support? David Green. And Colin Van der Voort also in support. Wins the race to the line. That's the ball game for Penrith.
Well, it could well be. Colin Van der Voort had a very serious ankle injury in the trials of 1990, but he's come back to full strength and first try of the season. What a valuable one it could well prove to be. Mortimer, right in front, adds the extras. So Penrith have skipped away to a lead of 14 points to 2, and it's going to be difficult for Parramatta from here.
Has been a good buy for Parramatta. He adds a lot of sting to their defence, and he's also a mobile character. They miss his running too. He certainly can cart the ball, Horo.
The only trouble for Parramatta is that this loss will be their 7th, and if 8 losses is the point at which you are just about out of the competition, or Parramatta are going close to the end of their days. They're far from out of it if they lose today, but they can't afford to lose many more. Wynn gets the ball away to Gately. 6 more tackles, I think it is, as Parramatta move it wide out. It goes to Mahon. Hunt throws a change of pace at the fullback, gets it back inside. It's gathered by a Penrith player, and he'll take the tackle.
The desperation stakes there. Mahon had to throw the ball back inside. He was going to be forced over the sideline, so it was the same result, virtually.
Penrith just can do whatever they please. They can throw it around if they like. They can take it up in their own area, inside their 22, and just hang on to it. They've got this game won. Phil Gould has emerged from the back of the stand. He's just in front of us now, and he'll be very satisfied with this win. David Green dashing away from dummy half. Under pressure from Barnes. Mortimer gets another good kick in, but it goes straight across field, gathered in there by Mahon. Bell, who hasn't stopped trying, Jason Bell. He's really worked hard. Back to Mahon again. Mahon has open spaces. Gets it away to Jackson. Jackson converged on by the cover at Stewart, and he takes the tackle. The Parramatta with a last chance to improve the scoreboard. The ball has been lost in the tackle, but the penalty goes to Parramatta, raked out by Connor.
I'll be interested to see whether he gives someone an early shower here. I suppose someone was looking for it.
Referee West has a quick word with Jackson, a man who did well in the lead-up play there.
He's entitled to get 5 minutes, even though he was only met an early shower.
That's Phil Gould watching the last minutes of this match. And the siren sounds. Parramatta with one last fling. Bell hooks a little kick in. Back goes Izzard. And appropriate that Brad Izzard should cover that ball up, because he has read the play very well all day long. So Penrith, after leading by 8 points to 2 at half-time, have really played over the top of Parramatta today. A comprehensive victory. They've won 14 points to 2.